It's not Halloween yet.
Yeah. Yeah, why are you wearing a Halloween mask?
She's early.
Huh?
Capone. Are you hungry, buddy? Yeah. Wow. That's some gourmet food there.
Yeah, so any of you dog food sponsors that want to sponsor.
Shameless.
Well, you know, remember the guy used to sponsor Scrappy? I don't know if you remember.
No. He was sending him food?
He was sending me food, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh. Today, Wednesdays are the best days to shoot on my street. Because normally there's chaos here. It was pretty cool though. We talked about last night Olympia. I mentioned to you this morning that it's 20 years since I competed in my first Olympia. The first Olympia was in Las Vegas in '99.
Yeah.
For you people that keep track of kind of the history, and we wonder how long it's going to stay in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Well, you never know. I mean, they may move it, right? I don't know what the contracts are, and you hear that every year. Oh, the contract's up here or there. Start at Mandalay Bay. It'd be great if the convention and the show were back in one spot, right?
Yeah.
How's this weather in Vegas, though?
Oh my God, it's nice.
So you Olympia people coming out, man, you're in for a real treat.
You're lucky.
Because I don't know, by the time you probably hear this, it'll probably be upon the Olympia weekend, but the mornings anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was yesterday. Was the heat bad yesterday when you came?
Not too bad.
Okay. You know, we were talking about like training theories, and you know, people always ask me how I learned to get into the high volume training. That's why I promote high volume training. And it seemed to work well for me, not only because I had results. And you know, you've trained with me pretty much. I could probably go to the gym and do anything, right?
Yeah.
When you have certain genetics. But I was learning, you know, from the early ages on how to train based off books. Like I mentioned that I bought this Beyond Build book at 16.
Yeah.
And I followed Bob Harris's training technique. And I was always taught like 8, 10, 12 reps. Like stimulation that way. Whereas today, even on our channel, you know, we're starting to put out all these different training theories and why these people do it. And it's just crazy the different mindset of people on what theories work, right?
Right.
You know, the time under tension, and it's getting so technical that it makes it very hard for these people that start joining the gym, whether they're young or old, on what to do. You know, I think,
Yeah.
you know, what I do is very basic, right? There's not a lot of, oh, you know, you have to think about this and think about that. We talk about the mind and muscle connection. It's very hard for people to grasp that,
Yeah.
especially the beginners. But, you know, my theories are the very simplistic way. It's kind of like following, you know, protein, carbohydrates, not adding fats. You know, people get confused on, you know, the diet protocols too, because, you know, when you started off training, you know, 20 plus years ago,
Yeah.
like, did you know, like, good fats and bad fats?
I knew nothing.
Yeah, so, but you kind of knew what a protein and carb is, right?
Yeah.
And you knew how many repetitions to train, how many, like when you were taught how to train, how many did you?
I would say between 6 to 12.
Yeah, so, you know, why not 1 and 2? Because those guys that do those repetitions,
Yeah.
the powerlifters have a lot of muscle, so
Yeah.
it's like the guy that trains arms every single day, right? And they say, oh, you can't train arms every day, but the guy's got huge arms.
Yeah, Lee Priest would do 30 sets for arms, and that's usually a big no-no, you know, but
Yeah,
worked for him.
And he had some of the best arms in
Yeah.
bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
So the training theories have changed so much more, and the internet's allowed visibility on those training, including platforms like YouTube. And it's really figuring out which one works best for you. And, you know, I have a hard time grasping a lot of the new methods because it's too confusing for people. It's confusing for me. You know, when we talk about concentric, eccentric, like that movements.
Yeah.
When you start getting into technical terms, you know, it's just what it is. It makes people, wow, I don't know this, so I'm going to sit and listen to it. It's almost too technical. When I talk about reps, and I try to simplify things so a dummy can understand that knows nothing. Because think about the 15-year-old kid or even the 40-year-old person that's never worked out.
Yeah.
And you start throwing out these terms, you know, I'd rather say, you know, rep, tempo, you know, the positive or the negative.
Yeah.
Positive or negative movement than getting into the technical terms, because people just don't understand it. Shit, people ask me questions, Dave, like on the road, like about certain things, and I say, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, it's kind of like this refeed day.
Yeah, I know, that's new. Yeah.
Refeed day.
You never heard that.
You know
in the
what
past.
I'm seeing this week is peak week.
I know.
And I don't know what that, like, fuck, I was peaking for 12 weeks.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know, that's true. All those new terms.
So these terms that people say, you know, they're like, you know, peak week, and it's all these things that you learn through the internet and people talk about.
Yeah.
We would say depletion week, or
right.
We would be depleting that week, and like the week prior, you know, 2 weeks out, and then we would carb load the last week, or, you know, eat a little more calories, restrict water, you know, start dehydrating. And you know, Stan texted me this morning, and I know he's super excited about the show.
I know. I hope he does well.
And I'm watching all these guys train out there, especially in Venice, because obviously you're filming there.
Yeah.
We were just talking about John Meadows, his training.
Yep.
A lot of people follow his protocols.
Yep.
But I do the Cutler Club, which is, you know, and people write to me every day about the volume training and how good it feels, especially the older people.
Yeah.
That are like, man, I was under the impression I had to destroy my body. We're just talking about that. Like, why do you have to destroy yourself every time you go to the gym?
Right.
I mean, you say to me sometimes, you're like, oh, I had a great workout, which means you killed it, right? You're tired.
Yeah.
But you notice this week I'm not noticing, I haven't heard you complain about how hard you're training.
Last week was really tough, actually.
Why?
But I don't know, it was just,
you know, I drive so far every day too.
No, but last week I just had like, I did all the body part, I didn't miss nothing, and we trained really hard, and I don't know, it was just so like crazy. So far this week I haven't trained yet. But I'm not expecting much from this week, you know. It's Olympia, so we have a lot of work. It's okay.
But I think people need to find their niche, and if people get bored, right? We talk about that all the time. You even get bored sometimes training, right? You're not into it. You know, sometimes you need a break mentally.
I think you're right. Yeah.
You take days off, or you just switch up your training style.
Yeah.
And then you'll, you know, your tempo, your repetition ranges, the gym you train at.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. I mean, I make changes all the time. You know, it's when I drive to the gym every day, you know, I'll have this mindset of, I'm going to go train at EOS on Lake Mead. And then I say, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go to LVAC on Rainbow last minute.
Yeah.
I'm indecisive about a lot of things. Like,
I noticed.
Yeah. So I change my mind. I'm like, fuck, maybe I'll just train here, or I'll go to City Athletics. But like right now, like my decision on training is based on what's not the busiest gym around Olympia time.
I know.
Because I want to go in and train. You know, my time is very limited these days.
Yeah.
So it's tough. And,
but to go back to what you were saying, I think you know, the way you trained for sure is the best for anyone getting started, because you want to keep it simple. You want to keep, you know, and you'll make progress no matter what at the beginning. If you go from nothing to start training,
yes,
no matter what, you'll make progress. And for people like you, who are genetically gifted for the sport, it doesn't really matter what you do because you'll grow no matter what. Eric says that all the time. But the problem is that most of the population are not the elite.
Yeah.
They're not like you. So they have to try to maximize their time in the gym as much as possible to make as much progress as possible. And I think that's why those theories might be good for some people down the road, not to start with, you know, not for beginners.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have the base established, you know.
Yeah, I think, you know, even for me, I reminisce to, I trained one way, and then, you know, I was able to link up with Hani, and we trained, and he taught me a couple exercises.
And I remember that
like
you were
spider
saying,
curls.
holy shit, he killed me today. Like, it worked for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I just, you know, for me, like, I don't have these workouts where I want to push myself beyond.
Yeah.
That I end up the next day waking up out of bed being like, oh my God, I'm so dead from training. Like, I don't push myself to that extreme anymore. I never want to be so sore that I can't recover.
You can't function.
Because every day I have so much activity that I'm
know.
doing. So like I said, my mindset's so out of it, so I just don't see the reason that some of these people push themselves into the pain zone like that.
But that's kind of what we were talking about, the machine, Brad Owen's machine and all that stuff too. And, you know, that's like it seems to be the new waves at Golden and all that stuff. All the competitive guys right now are doing it. And they all ask me, why doesn't Jay do it? And I'm like, his mindset is different now. It's like you're not competitive anymore. So you're not always looking for the edge. You're not always looking to be better than everybody else. And it's a big difference, you know.
Yeah.
You're happy with the way you are and it's good. And, you know, why should you complicate things?
It's hard to explain to people because they don't understand when they see me. They're like, man, he's the extreme, and he's the guy that like motivated me. So when they probably scratch their head and they're like, I have no body goals, I'm not trying to like gain weight or get leaner, or like I look at myself in the mirror and I'm not like checking my body out being like, and granted I might not look as good as I did 6 months ago, 2 years ago, you know, I might look better. I mean, you remember when I did the shoot for the commercial, and you're like, damn dude, you're lean.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head like, I wonder why, because I haven't done anything different in the past 4 months. It was just, you know what I think, Dave, honestly, I think I wasn't eating as much.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, for you just to eat your meals on time, that's enough.
So when I don't eat consistently, I get leaner.
Yeah.
Which sometimes, you know, you retain less water, you know, from flying around. I mean, I was just in the Middle East for a week.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't get, you know, I got to the gym, but remember I lost the days flying.
Yeah.
I didn't train yesterday because I was exhausted last night. You know, for me not to train, I have to be super tired because I just love to work out. And
how are you going to be able to cram training during this week?
I'll get training. Like today's schedule, I have to go through a rehearsal. I have a lunch meeting, and then I have rehearsal at 5 for the press conference, which I think would be cool to get. You're probably shooting then, right?
No, at 5 we're going to be at the
no, I can't at 5. I got to do rehearsal at 5 o'clock for 30 minutes.
Then I'll go meet you there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it might be over by then, but.
So, but the thing's open till I think 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But so that's really like, and then of course my work stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I got to go to the office and all that. So today isn't crazy, but it's just I have stuff scheduled. You know.
Yeah.
It's just really hard for me. Plus, I want to train. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll play by ear.
You know, these training theories are just getting too confusing for people, and I suggest that people just go online, you know, and follow the people like me, and I mean, people that here are following my channel, so I'm suggestive that you guys take a look at my routines and, you know, even search, you know, people don't want to read articles anymore, they want to watch videos.
Yeah.
You know, research some of the articles that I did early on in my training techniques, and I was never a favorite towards drop sets or strip sets or giant sets, or, you know, I never really did the so-called Weider principles as much.
Yeah.
I didn't have to really trick my body because I always was making progress. But like you said, it was a fucking awesome point. The average person isn't going to make that progress.
That's what it is.
And the funny thing is people will say, well, Jay, you know, if you're on steroids,
oh God,
it's different, right?
No.
Which listen, it's true. You are going to have that advantage. But that's not the only reason people like me or, you know, the guys that were at the top winning the biggest titles had, you know, it's not the only reason they were there.
The genetics,
you know?
man. Mostly genetics.
It's like, you know, you still have to have the balance.
Yeah.
You have to be able to get lean enough.
Yeah.
We see guys that can't get lean, you know, because they can't diet properly. If they haven't figured out, okay, what's the best protocol for me, right?
Yeah.
Meaning, like, do I eat every 2 hours, 3 hours? What kind of foods do I eat? Some people get better as they get older.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say if I said I'm going to drop everything right now and I'm going to do a full-on training for 12 weeks, which you know is in the back of my head.
I know.
You know, I've kind of set, I want to do a transformation. I want to do a challenge. And I want to do, like, come with me. And, you know, all these people do, hey, you know, I'm going to do this challenge. But when is a Mr. Olympia like myself, you know, former 4-time winner, done a challenge with the athletes that follow him?
That'd be great.
You know, to say, okay, who's going to have the best body? I mean, all these guys do it.
Yeah.
You know, but who that won the Mr. Olympia, the men's open bodybuilding, because there's so many divisions now, done that. So I think that would be really cool for the future, and that's kind of my game plan in order to get people more interactive.
Yeah.
Because I think interactive is the key.
Yeah.
And showcase, okay, what are my obstacles this week? How do I overcome those obstacles? You know, how do I stay on track? If Jay's having these problems, you know, I have these kind of problems too. How does he overcome that? You know what I mean?
It's like a journal, but on video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look forward to doing that.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
That'd be pretty cool to get people more interactive, especially on this channel.
Yeah.
Well, we love the comments,
Thank you.
whether they're good or bad. We don't get a lot of bad ones.
We
do
don't. We don't. Thank God.
And if we do, get the fuck off the page. So,
all right.
we're gonna get some breakfast in. And how long we've been talking now?
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I wonder what people like for the length of time of videos.
I would say 12 to 15 is pretty good.
It is.
But people like the long ones because of cardio too. They're happy when they see a 30 minutes. Oh yeah, great. I can watch my cardio, you know. They save those.
You know, I used to listen to, when I did my cardio, speaking of, I went through so many transitional things with cardio. Like, I would listen to music, and I would listen to, like, trance music, like club music, and then I would watch TV. I remember I'd get so bored this time of year, and you know, you walked outside this morning, you're like, holy shit, because you were here a week ago. It's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
I would roll the bike, you know, my bike in the garage. I would roll it out on the patio in the back.
Oh, really?
And I would ride the bike in the sun.
Nice.
But the amazing thing is, you know, we walk now outside. I never walked outside when I was training for shows.
Huh.
And I'm so disappointed because I was one of the people that thought I have to be on a bike or a treadmill or a step mill.
Really?
And this has changed a lot of people's view.
Yeah.
Like cardio, remember when we were walking and you were like,
yeah.
and people are like, the cameraman's out of breath. It just goes to show, like, listen, any movement, it's going to be about boosting metabolism, not about I have to burn X calories, but I'm doing the same thing I would on a treadmill, but just outside in the beautiful sun.
Yeah. Getting
my mind right for the day.
It's a lot more enjoyable than being inside, that's for sure.
Guys, get out there and do your cardio, man.
Yeah.
Because before you know it, you guys on the East Coast are going to be buried in the snow.
Yep.
My tip of the day.
There you go.